Esports Amateur League, Week 1, Day 5. I am Ansem571,
And I'm CCK Roscoe.
and our host for today is Sunshine, who will be Mr. Producer today. So, today we have another exciting match from Week 1 for Vengeance Esports versus Roll Swapped. For those of you who have been around since the olden days, you'll remember some of the names from Vengeance Esports. Roll Swapped is a completely new team with a bunch of new faces, and we're always welcome to having some new people into our league.
Definitely.
Alright, we're looking today to do, I believe, the first match for some of the members for Vengeance Esports in about 2 years, I believe. So that'll be interesting to see them once again. I believe the only person from Roll Swapped was Grewer. I'm not sure if I pronounce. I'm probably going to mispronounce everybody's name at least once, if not twice. But what we've got here is I believe that's a Nautilus top lane. Just looking at the roles for everybody. Bard is going to be support. Gragas jungle. Wukong mid. I mean, I've seen either or.
For sure. Yeah. Nautilus and Wukong both can be swapped, obviously, to both. I mean, even Gragas could realistically be a support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Vengeance Esports, what they're looking is probably like a quick pick and then a 4v5 afterwards. Whereas Roll Swapped, they've got just a massive team fight.
Yeah, the Press R.
Yeah, the Press R team. And with Xayah being able to self-peel since everybody else is going to be in the front line, that's a good idea.
Definitely. And Roll Swap's comp also is looking like it's fairly easy to execute as well with that whole Press R concept, with the Amumu being able to lock up realistically, 5 champs with Curse of the Sad Mummy, and then Maokai's ult as well, the Twisted Advance, I believe it's called.
Yes. Oh, so,
Nature's Grass.
Nature's Grass, yeah. So Twisted Advance is the W.
Yeah, and then of course you got Rumble's ult, which is you just drop on top of anybody that's locked up and rip.
What I do like from both of these teams is that they actually do have forms of disengagement on both sides. A little bit more so on Roll Swapped. Because, with the Maokai ultimate, while it's super slow, it's like, well, either I run at it or I don't.
Yeah, so you can also stack up too, which is nice, because it'll only root the first target that it hits. So if you line up, granted that takes a lot of coordination, but
yeah. And we're not solo queues, so maybe we'll see some coordination. I don't know, but I don't have much else to actually say about the draft. The draft looks pretty nice for both sides.
Yeah, both teams look like they knew what they wanted to do coming into it and got their picks. So,
all right, Mr. Producers, let's get on into game 1. All right, and with that, it is the Nautilus top with the Wukong mid lane. Rumble in the mid lane because that's where he goes now.
Yeah. So one thing, just coming out of the gates here, that we didn't really talk about in draft, Roll Swapped has a lot of priority on the bot side of the map. So they're going to definitely want to look to convert that into some early dragons. I mean, Rumble's going to absolutely shove this Wukong in, and then Ezreal Bard don't have much shove either. So, with Xayah Rakan, they're going to have a lot of pressure down there, getting that wave shoved in. So hopefully Amumu can convert that into some dragons.
Yep. First off, just because I have this feeling about it, I may or may not be biased against Ezreal as a champion and Wukong as a champion. Ezreal is one of my more hated champions, and Wukong is my favorite champion. So I apologize for any bias. Wukong was my main for the first 5+ seasons, from season 1 to 5. So I apologize for any bias that you may hear from me, but yes.
Interesting. What do you think of the Wukong rework then? Busted or?
Busted. So, like, I thought it was okay until they said that his R could get a second knockup.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, never mind, this is busted. Like, I thought it was just a damage additional, and I'm like, okay, sure, fine, whatever. He still has his mana problems. But then it's like, oh, wait, no, he gets a second knockup? Yeah, no, this is busted. 100% pick ban.
For sure. So actually, one other thing that I just noticed, it looks like Vengeance has swapped their ADC to top, their support to ADC, their jungle to support, and their support to ADC.
So for those of you who don't know who these guys were, Zadok, he once upon a time was a support player, and Hajime no Gildo, while yes, he is an AD carry, his off role was top lane, so
Gotcha.
More of a supportive role for Zadok, and Hajime is not a stranger to top lane, but probably not the most efficient places that they could be going.
Sure. Also, one thing here, wow, this Wukong's really taking over the mid lane.
Conqueror just eviscerates that.
Yeah, I mean,
and I just want to see, did he take the magic resist shields rune? No, he went for the red tree as a secondary. Gotcha. Ooh, misses the hook there for Hajime, but he is okay. He is good.
I like how the Ezreal Bard are making me eat my words too as they're shoving in the Zyra Khan.
Yeah, and oh no, Hajime getting ganked. He does flash away, but they are able. Oh wait, he's going back in. Wait, that's a little. It's a little questionable.
Yeah, maybe feeling safe because Gragas is topside, but he's not that close.
But he's way too far away. Yeah. Also, as a bard, you really hate it when the chime spawns right underneath their turret, because that's just an easy like pick onto the bard. Unfortunately, they did not capitalize on that. So, with that, Wukong actually taking the bottom scuttle.
Oh, roll swap bot lane showing a lot of respect to the poke ability of Ezreal Bard. They got the slow push going here though.
Yep. And also for those of you who don't remember, Sapper Squad was actually another oldie to our league. He was a part of Seal in Season 0 with Karen Franz, who ended up actually taking down, at the time, the only undefeated team we had in Seal history to get to playoffs.
There you go. Let's see, some early purchases coming in here. Looks like Bombi Cinder for the Amumu, pretty standard. We got an Amp Tome in mid for Rumble.
Oh, get a little bit of feisty down here in the bottom lane. We are able to get the portal out. So Sapper is going to heal up and get right on out of that.
Yeah, that is a little more what I expected from the Zyra Khan. Looks like they're getting a little more comfortable here. Not afraid to get in their faces, getting the priority that I predicted.
So a slight problem with Rakan is that when he does use his W for his engagement, any source of crowd control that is hard CC will stop him.
Sure.
So the Bard Q, even though it's a stun, it'll actually effectively root him without having the W go off.
Gotcha. In the top lane here, we got Maokai building in quite a large push into the Nautilus. Let's see if he can use it to maybe get some deep vision. Drops a ward in the river.
Maokai's building up pretty decent CS lead, I would say. Oh no, never mind. I couldn't tell the math. I could not tell the math. But Maokai should be starting to win these trades now. But with that null mantle, I think Nautilus actually nullifies the trades.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And you know, Maokai, bit of a lane bully when he's got the grasp, but with the aftershock, that's really more of like a team fight rune. So
yeah, as a tank v tank, I think he probably thought he was going against the Rumble,
right?
Or the Wukong. Sorry.
Yeah, Wukong. Yep. Oh, Wukong's roaming up, actually. We got... Maokai might be in trouble here if he doesn't start
Maokai's
exiting. Nature's Grass comes out. Alright, he's
Predator
out.
did go off for the Gragas. Gragas still thinking about it. He does not have the ultimate cast.
Ooh, yeah, Wukong wrapping around as well.
And Amumu is there to body block to make sure that he gets out safely. And that is the teamwork that makes the dream work, folks.
Rumble roaming up now. He wants a piece. Oh, he does not want
Wukong,
that.
they both are 6. Wukong drops the ignite, does drop the ultimate, and Rumble doesn't
boy.
have the. He had.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh
Rumble
boy,
overheats
there it
there.
goes. Yeah, he couldn't get his
Nothing he can
ultimate off
do.
to save himself, and he actually burned both summoners, whereas Wukong only had to burn the ignite.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's definitely gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt. That's a lot of damage.
We got pings from the blue side here for the Drake. They do have more members here. Gragas hops over. He starts the drag.
Yeah, so it looks like early Ocean Drake is always a good thing.
Oh yeah.
As like a second Drake, not really. Like that's kind of like a feels bad man.
Oh yeah.
But this is like prime opportunity, and then a Wind Drake as your 10%. That's fine. I would accept that. So that means you're going to get either a shield or a bunch of damage as your your Uber Dragon.
Right. Yeah, we're looking at either Infernal or or
I forgot the name. Soul Drake. Soul Drake. That's what.
So gold is about even across the board, even though the first blood goes over to Vengeance Esports. That looks like it seems to be. I don't know. CS is pretty even across the board too.
Yeah, you see a little bit of the lead going for the Amumu, actually.
Yeah, Gragas has pulled off a couple more ganks here, which has slowed down his clear a bit, but he's only down 2 camps, it looks like.
Yeah, and the Ezreal is up 1 lane, which isn't... It's nothing to, like, be afraid for. It's like 100 extra gold over.
Yeah, plus he gets the early tier, which does slow down his power spike by a little bit.
Nice Bard. Nice Bard Q. You know, you always feel like it just curves to you when that kind of thing happens.
It's got a little bit of that lollipop effect that the Nautilus pull has, the dredge line.
Yep, that's why I made Nautilus as a support. It's really simple champion, really strong, and it does what you need it to do.
Yep, big hitboxes.
Big hitboxes, big engagement tools, big body.
Oh yeah, Rumble is really losing these trades now.
Yeah, the Wukong actually going for Serrated Dirk. I think that's either a Ghost Blade or a Dusk Blade. I don't think he's going to go for an Umbral.
So Rumble is down 600 gold right now, and he has 900 gold in inventory. So that's really effectively like a 1200 gold disadvantage at least. Really needs to look for a back timing here so he can try to equalize this lane a little bit.
Yeah, he did actually take the armor rune for early, so he did have it. Oh, Wukong getting hit up by the Amumu does get ulted as
Vengeance
well, but is able to get out.
Yeah, he's got the team here to help with the back him out.
Ooh, and the smite comes out through the Amumu, I think. Does get off onto everybody, but he does go down. Rumble does go down to the Wukong. Wukong is still fighting onto the Maokai. The Maokai doesn't have enough armor yet. Does try to escape through the Bard, but is unable to and goes down to the Wukong.
Yeah, so a lot going on there. Vengeance Esports does actually get the smite. Wukong picks up the Herald and picks up a couple kills. He's got a 300 gold bounty. That's a big Wukong.
That's a big boy. And also something of note with the Wukong rework that Wukong mains had been asking for literally a decade. Activating items in the middle of the ultimate. So,
yes,
like the Tiamat, the Ghost Blade, those kinds of items, we've never been able to activate those. We've been able to flash and use like ignites or ghost, but we've never been able to activate items because they cancel the ultimate. So
true.
the fact that he's able to activate those now, it just feels so much nicer. Ezreal is able to actually hold off his own in the bottom side as well.
Wow. Wukong effectively doubles his gold lead now. He's up 1,200 gold on the Rumble now, so eek. Finishes off the Sanguine Blade, actually.
Ooh.
And picks up an extra 2 longswords, so yeah, he's really big. Rumble does not want anything to do with this Wukong.
Yep. Yeah, so while I do agree that Sanguine Blade is good efficiently as a solo laner, I do not agree with it as the mid laner, since you're going to have jungler nearby you a lot.
True.
The enemy jungler. So you're never going to have that additional bonus lethality and ability or an attack speed.
Definitely. He might be thinking maybe later he's going to be playing a side lane because he's got such a big lead, but I mean, with Wukong, you generally want him in a team fight.
Yeah, like that
is
is a team fight champion.
Yeah. Maokai getting the better of this Nautilus now.
Yeah, pre-rework, I would have said that it would have been fine because he was still like an assassin type champion back then. But now he's like an assassin duelist team fighter.
Yeah.
Especially with the upgrade for his passive to give him additional armor and percentage health regen.
Vengeance starting up the second Drake here. Easily pick it up. No contest from Roll Swap. They really got to start looking to get some of these.
Ooh, nice Bard
wow.
ultimate onto both of them. Doesn't get the Q onto them. Gragas is knocked up and does knock back the Rakan, but he does go down because of the feathers.
What a counter engage out of multitasker. That was a big save in such a bad situation.
So he actually used his R as the Gragas used his cask, so as he flew through the Gragas, he got taunted.
Wow, and suddenly Gruer's back in the game. He just picks up 3 big kills there.
Yeah,
he's got 1,000 gold lead over the Ezreal now.
Yeah, Ezreal does have his 2 main core items in the Manamune and Sheen, so he'll still be able to do some damage as we're getting into the mid game, but that is definitely going to help the Xayah, as she's going to have her Essence plus Boots finished and starting into the Zeal item, whatever she chooses it to be.
Yeah, this Xayah is definitely online now. Yep, Essence Reaver comes in, and the Berserker Greaves. First tower might go to Nautilus here. Yep.
Good job on the Nautilus. Does recognize that nobody was there. And then just Spider Knots out away. Now, the question that I have, because Ezreal's do differ every now and again, Iceborne or Trinity Force? I say Trinity Force.
Definitely. With the Conqueror, you definitely want the Trinity Force, help you get that Conqueror stacked a little faster. Although, I guess on the other hand, the cooldown reduction... Or no, Triforce has CDR too.
Yep. It's the attack speed plus the physical damage that comes with it.
Yeah, that'll definitely help you get that Conqueror stacked a lot faster, which is going to really ramp up your DPS, so... Should look to go Triforce here, but... One thing I do want to say about that dragon fight there, Vengeance had already picked up the Drake. I'm not sure what... I mean, maybe just the Bard ult was just too clean. They had to go for it, but kind of an overreach, I think. Wow. Rumble's trading pretty effectively now. He's picked up the Oblivion Orb and the Sword Shoes, so he's really shredding what little armor Wukong has. Starting to get some of that priority back.
Plus he has the Seeker, so he can match to the damage of the Wukong.
Yep, there you go. So Rumble's starting to get back into it.
Oh, sorry. But with the Sanguine Blade, Wukong does have some sustain, does get the Bard ultimate, and does get the cast.
Oh.
But Macnoon's son with that perfectly timed flash.
Very clean flash.
Oh, and Nautilus goes for the flash hook and whiffs it into the air.
Oh boy, this is not looking good for Vengeance.
Amumu does ultimate and... Oh boy. Nautilus does get his ultimate onto the Xayah. The Xayah is able to kite back away. Maokai is able to push away the Wukong before he can do damage. And does actually burn both summoners from the Wukong. And all that said, 1-0. With the Bard does get the ultimate, or does get the Q onto them. Gragas doesn't get the flash E. And Rakan does knock up the Gragas to get the kill again for Xayah.
Yeah, that team fight there really boils down to the ease of execution coming from Roll Swap's comp. You know, I mean, even with the slight gold lead that Vengeance had, they really weren't able to fight there.
Yeah, all said and done, that actually turned out to be a 3-for-0.
That's incredible. Those press R comps.
It does make it easier. But what makes it even easier is when you miss your crowd control.
True. A lot of things missed there. You know, Gragas didn't really have the ult. I think Vengeance really should have backed off there.
Yeah. So Gragas used the ultimate early, then he failed the flash E just because it was too short. The Nautilus failed the flash Q, and Wukong had to actually flash away from the Maokai. So there was nobody in the front line was landing their CC, and nobody in the back line could land their damage.
Yeah, Ezreal really needs a front line to be able to get that DPS out. Otherwise, he's arcane shifting out of the fight rather than into it. Right, we got the Infernal Drake coming up here in 25 seconds. Not a lot of vision from either squad. We got one pink ward out of Roll Swap tier. Definitely want to start getting Rumble down here. Looks like he's on his way.
I do like that Rakan's vision scored though at this point. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, there you go. 33.
As a support main now, that's what's up.
Great work, multitasker, keeping that vision going, and the vision denial, of course.
Yep. And I do like the Zeeks for the Rakan, so that keeps them. Ooh, nice 3-man ultimate onto them. Wukong does try to retaliate with his own R. Rakan is chasing him down, trying to get the Wukong, but it's going to have to retreat back to make sure that the Xayah doesn't die. Xayah flashes away from the Nautilus and the Bard. The Bard goes down. Nautilus is trying to escape, doesn't get the Q onto the wall.
Yeah,
down he goes as well.
A little bit of miscommunication, maybe. Hajime really wanted to go in there, but everybody else is trying to get out. And again,
I think it was a 3 or a 4-man ultimate because I couldn't tell if the Bard got hit by it. But press R to win.
Yeah, this comp is
turning
online
it around now.
They got the mostly. Let's see, Rumble's level 12, Maokai's level 11. A lot of rank 2 ultis. It's just the ease of execution.
Yeah, I do not agree with the Wukong build. Okay, I'm gonna go hard on him now.
He's playing like
Sanguine Blade into Umbral Glaive makes no sense for you. Because now you don't actually have the damage to follow through with your stats.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good build, but not for this particular game because they got a lot of beef on the side of Roll Swap.
Yeah, Wukong does get the knockup, and the Bard does go and kill the multitasker. Bard does try to escape with his portals and is able to get out just barely thanks to the plant. The Rumble does burn.
They're still going
down to death, and Nautilus does hook into the Rumble to try to get him to stay back into this. Ezreal trying to fire some Mystic Shock does land a bit of damage.
Amumu could have maybe covered that last Mystic Shot there, but then he wouldn't be healthy enough to do
this.
Amumu
does get catch onto the Ezreal, and that will be, I believe, a 4-for-1 on the multitasker way back at the beginning of the fight.
Wow. Yeah, the AoE and ease of execution is really coming online for Roll Swap here. I think if Vengeance Esports wants to get back into this game, they really need to get Wukong into a side lane. He's going to do really well into the 1v1 unless it's Maokai, but if Maokai's not at the fight, that opens things up for Vengeance, so got to get this Wukong into a side lane.
Yeah, like, he has to do it right now.
Yeah, he still has a 1,000 gold lead on the Rumble, so he might even be able to take the Rumble in a 1v1, as long as it's an extended trade, but...
Yikes, even Bard is now losing out in terms of damage to the Rakan, and Rakan doesn't even have damage, he just has resistances.
Wow, Xayah, 8k gold right now. That is a big Xayah.
She said screw the Zeal item and went straight for the IE.
Yeah, she's huge right now, so they definitely do not want a team fight. Vengeance does not want a team fight right now. Definitely want to try to split this team up. Looks like maybe a pick coming into the top lane. Zadig, get up there. Yeah, Rumble might be caught here. He's got the flash. Oh yeah, no, he's done. Didn't want to flash there, bud.
Didn't want to flash, just burnt it for free. Rumble, the Maokai actually teleported and ulted to try to save him, but too little too late.
A lot of stuff burned there on the side of roll swap, so Vengeance definitely wants to see what they can convert this into. Unfortunately, there's no Drake up.
They could actually try to look for the Baron if they really wanted to go for it. Rumble doesn't have teleport, but neither does Wukong, and he's bottom lane, so...
But Sovereign on the Wukong here getting a pretty big shove in bot.
Ooh, nice Q onto the Xayah. Xayah does end up using the R just to make sure that she can escape, but missed communication on the ultimates there. Nautilus used up his and has to flash over the wall, does Spider Knot his way out of there, but miscommunication, and Maokai flashes in to get to the Gragas. The Gragas is hit up by the Amumu. The Amumu doesn't get the kill, and Gragas will be able to escape just barely.
Yeah, Vengeance just needs a little bit more patience.
Nautilus does get the grab onto the Xayah again. Xayah is still taking damage from the tower. The tower is going to go onto the Rakan. The Rakan is looking to escape and just barely escapes. Xayah does clean up and get a triple kill for her troubles.
Yeah, Vengeance really needs to be a little bit more patient. Hajim really wants to get these engages, but if you just give the Wukong time and disengage, he's going to pick up a lot in that bot lane. He 1v1 easily soloed MacNoon out there and picked up 2 towers, so just need to be a little bit more patient on the side of Vengeance.
And also, I think that instead of Ionian boots for Ezreal, I think it would be better to go for Berserker Greaves with Conqueror, just so you can weave your autos in better.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely trying to look to get as many Qs out as possible. Maybe he thinks that he's not going to be able to get any more CDR into his build, so he's trying to get some cheap CDR. I'm not really sure there on the Ezreal builds.
Yeah, because after this, he's supposed to go for Bork. And then probably a last Whisper item to deal with the Amumu and Maokai, but that's way, 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 way far away from now.
Vengeance Esports, you really just want to give this Drake up. There's no way you can fight for it. Get Wukong into the top lane, get shoving. You really can't fight for this Drake.
Yeah, like right here, he does not have his Sanguine passive because he is with his team effectively.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold that's not really being utilized.
Yeah, so gold efficiency needs to be updated here. And because they are the stronger team, they're able to just muscle their way through the wards and the coverage. Rumble is going to find the Bard out here. Does get the stun onto Rumble, but nobody there to follow up. So with that, Amumu has already taken the dragon down to half. 4-man Bard ultimate. We're looking to go in. Rumble does get a nice equalizer off. Kong does try to get his ultimate off, but doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage, but does actually end up taking down the Amumu. The Amumu, Xayah and Rakan are already down. Rumble is the only one around left.
What an ult out of Snapper Squad there.
Bard is trying to get the Qs, but he doesn't get the Rumble. Just barely is able to get out.
Play out of Sapper Squad there. That really turned this into a easy Drake for Vengeance. Huge ult, Sapper Squad. Good work. All right.
We apologize, folks. Producer, his stream has crashed a little bit, so Bard's also big and turned off the lights. 25:11 is what my timestamp is at, Mr. Producer Son. Okay. Just going to backtrack to it then. Okay. All right, we're going to chrono shift to 25 minutes. Unfortunately, Mr. Producer, you spoiled it. Spoiled it. You spoiled the ending. Well, go ahead, just close it.
right, so Vengeance does pick up the Infernal Drake. That's their third Drake. They're on Soul Point here. Only a slight gold disadvantage.
They actually turned it around with that Bard ultimate being a 4-man ultimate. That was
Absolutely huge.
insane. With that, Ezreal should be able to complete his Trinity Force now. Wukong, it looks like he's going for a Maw, which I don't know if I agree or disagree with that, but
Yeah, so he's
whatever.
looking at it from the perspective of, you know, you got the Amumu, the Rumble, and the Maokai who are all dealing magic damage to him, but really the damage from Roll Swap is coming from the Xayah, so maybe some cloth armor or something. He's got the Merc Dreads.
Because Wukong as a champion will almost never be on that equalizer.
Yeah. He's got a lot of ways to get out of it, for sure.
Yeah. Agreed. Xayah is looking to take out this and does take out the Rift Scuttle, so they will have vision control to an extent in the Baron area. Maokai does actually take down the bottom lane tower. They don't know that his TP isn't up quite yet, but it will be up in time for any contestments.
Yep, it's up now. It was coming up in a few seconds. This is a great split push out of Revo here. Nobody's come to answer him yet. He might pick up another tower here. Wukong's backing.
Yeah, Wukong's looking.
The whole squad is roaming.
The whole squad is roaming, and they're thinking like, okay, wait, if everybody's going bot, we just go Baron.
I don't know that you need. Well, okay.
Yeah, because here you immediately call for the turn to Baron because they're burning so much to try to get to you. Like this tower, while you can get it here, maybe it's not worth it. Like it should have been a much better call for them to have just gone for the Baron, because the Maokai can keep the Nautilus locked up so that he can't get anywhere, and the Bard can't get there fast enough even with mobility boots.
Yeah. Nobody's answering the Maokai still. I think you really want to leave Hajime down there. He's got the TP.
Ooh, flash Q on the Nautilus. Nautilus does get the ultimate down onto the Rakan. The Rakan does go back in. The Amumu does try to get everybody to stop moving. Xayah pop it off in this team fight. Only one remaining is the Gragas. The Gragas is going to fall to the Xayah again. And with that, a quadra man for one. Good job on the Xayah for picking up that.
Wow, quadra kill out of the Xayah. Wow. Yeah, the press R comp is still going strong.
Yeah. So that actually was started by the Nautilus landing the hook onto Rumble and ulting the Rakan, but it was too far under tower that the rest of the team were like, I don't want to do this. This sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, it started out pretty clean. I mean, between Gragas and Nautilus, they were able to get a lot of separation for roll swapped, but again, just the ease of execution out of roll swapped. There's really not, as long as they're alive and they can get that R button off, it's going to be a clean team fight out of roll swapped.
Double Aftershock allows them to survive that long too for both the Maokai and the Amumu. It's like an actual support Nautilus. It doesn't do damage.
So looking at items, Xayah has picked up her 4th item. She's got the Rapid Fire Cannon and the Phantom Dancer, whereas Ezreal's still sitting on Triforce and Manamune with 2 longswords. So that's a big Xayah still. Let's see, in the top lane we got looks like we got a Sunfire Cape, Abyssal Mask, 2 Maokai's Spirit Visage, Sunfire Cape, and the Gargoyle Stone Plate. So he's about a half item up.
Yeah, like that Gargoyle means he has effectively about 5,000 HP.
Oof.
Rakong does use his ultimate. Unfortunately, it was
the decoy. Decoy gets
You hate to see it. The Rakan ultimate will be up in about another minute.
But the Drake's
is up now, so
This is a great opportunity for Vengeance to try to capitalize on that wasted ultimate. Let's see if we can find an engage, though.
Yeah, they do.
Teammate's a
They
little
do
caught
have
out.
vision into it. Oh, the Bard ultimate whiffs, doesn't land on anybody. The Nautilus does get onto the Xayah. The Xayah is trying to kite out as best as she can. The Gragas ultimate actually keeps her safe from the Nautilus, and Wukong is now going to get chased down by the Xayah. The Xayah gets enough crits and does take him down. Now the Gragas is down. And Xayah is still chasing, trying to get to this Ezreal. Bard does try to stop him, but unfortunately does still go down.
Yikes.
Xayah is popped off.
Yeah, 16 kills on Gruer here, just doing work. You know, you can't forget about this great front line, but man, yeah, that's going to be game. Zadig with such a great disengage there, just a little miscommunication, cost the game.
Yeah, a couple of missed kill shots early, with a couple of miscommunications for ultimates, really just hampered their ability to even try to succeed in this game. So with that, that'll be game one. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Casual Esports Amateur League. Game 2 for Roll Swap versus Vengeance Esports. Roll Swaps clutched it out after some really good team fighting and peeling. Vengeance Esports need to clean up a little bit in their team fighting.
Yeah, they definitely need to look for their fights. In that last game, a lot of things could have gone a lot better. They didn't really use the disengage that they had to their advantage. Looking at this game's draft, though, they kind of picked apart a little bit of Roll Swap's previous comp. They took the Amumu, they snagged the Maokai. Those are some pretty key components to the last comp that Roll Swap ran. However, they have drafted the tried and true ball delivery system with the Orianna. They got the Zac and the Malphite to deliver the ball.
And they got the Xayah as well.
Yeah, pick the Xayah again. Not sure why they didn't draft the Rakan. Maybe that's what this ban here is, but no, they unforced. They picked Morgana instead. The Xayah Rakan seem to be doing well, but
it's probably the fact that Morgana is such a good counterpick to what Sapper plays.
Gotcha. Also,
you don't pick the Rakan into a Morgana either.
Fair. And they did draft the Caitlyn over on Vengeance Esports side, so maybe they just wanted to pick away the Kate Morgana synergy. But yeah, again, Roll Swap, they draft the Press R comp again. It worked really well for them in game 1. They're going to look to get some more unforced errors out of Vengeance Esports. Whereas Vengeance Esports now has a, really a dive comp here with a Caitlyn in the backline. With the Lulu to support her.
Ari with the high mobility and the Maokai and Amumu to be the hard engagement.
Definitely. So, both these teams are going to be diving past each other. It's going to be very interesting watching Caitlyn try to get out of the the Zac Malphite engages, because she's going to be left in the dust.
She won't.
With Maokai and Amumu really trying to get on top of this Xayah and Ori. But I mean, the Black Shield coming through to stop some of those stuns and roots. I really like Roll Swap's comp again. It's just so easy to execute.
All right, I've had enough talk. Let's get into this game. Mr. Producer, send us in. Mr. Producer likes being called Mr. Producer.
All right, so let's see. Revo picks up the Corrupting Pot. Oh, we got a 5-stack going here.
Yeah, they do enter the bush. They don't see anybody yet. Caitlyn is the only one that would actually see any of them. They do actually go the long way, so she can't see them until it's too late. Morgana does get to see the Caitlyn first. She's running for her dear life. She knows all 5 of them are there, and nobody's actually going to be able to catch up to her.
Wow. Yeah, really quick. Well played by Bulbasaur squad there, taking it very cautiously, walking up there, drops the ward for their jungler.
And he already took his Q, so he didn't have his net to keep him safe.
Yeah, you definitely want to wait, especially, I mean, you never know what teams are going to do, of course, hindsight's 20/20, but definitely want to wait to skill your ability until you are either safe in lane or you see the enemy.
And Lulu actually got a huge start for that one. She did get all 3 of her gold procs to go off. Wait a minute, Lulu, this is too scary. Okay.
Ooh, she's getting bold.
Okay. Okay, I was a little afraid there. Like, you don't do that, especially as a Lulu.
She's hunting for
just
gold.
Walking in there, like, oh my god.
Looks like during the invade, Hajime was able to get a ward on the Zac's blue buff as well, so they both know where these junglers are pathing. Leashless start for the Amumu.
Well, so they don't know that Amumu actually started with the chickens.
Yeah.
So mismatched timing for them, whereas for Vengeance, they probably have a better idea of where the Zac would be.
Vengeance sees the Zac right now,
especially with that ward there. Oh, that ward there.
Lulu dropped a very nice ward to see the Zac's pathing, so they know exactly where he's going.
Yeah, they just pinged it.
Mumu's still clearing the bot side. He skipped the Krugs, which, you see why you skip him. Zac is taking forever on him.
Well, when you don't have that AoE kind of a clear early, it just takes so long to clear them. Like
Yeah,
they
it's a
give the
lot
most
of XP, but
experience,
yeah, takes so long
but
to clear.
you usually take that on like your second run through, not your
Wow.
first.
So really great pathing out of Zadok here. He knew that ward was on his blue buff, so he took his time getting to it. So now he knows that there's no ward there and he can clear it without them seeing him. So no risk of losing the buff. Same thing for ZZ.
But the
Uh,
Amumu actually has one camp above him now with that blue buff take and is looking to make a gank in the mid lane.
yeah, Speedy clears out of the Amumu and the great AoE starts on the camps, and he did not take
Is
the
wrapping
cross.
around. They have no idea that he's here. He's going in. Oh, and missed both crowd control effects, and that will be the end of that gank. But with that, the flash was burned from the Ori, and the Ari is out of mana at this point.
Yeah, interesting. We got the Glacial Augment build coming for Sovereign here on the Ari. Really nice build, I think. I mean, it really helps Ari stick to her targets, and it makes landing that charm a lot easier.
So I agree to a point, but I think that the Electrocute, personally, is still better.
Way better
You
for
can,
lane, definitely.
yeah, well, not even just for lane, but just in general, because you still will be able to get those items. It's just that you don't get the slows that come with it. But
That's
that gank
true.
in the top lane for Zac will result in first blood for the Malphite.
Wow, yeah. Really well executed. You know, Revo really baited the Hajime in there. He knows how aggressive he is from the last game, so really plays into that aggression. Baits him into the easy gank out of ZZ easy.
According to Mr. Producer, I am a little bit ahead of time, so slowed it down just a little bit there for the kids back home.
Alright, so first Drake spawning here. It's an Ocean Drake again. Really nice early Drake. Let's see if Vengeance can capitalize on their prio bot. Amumu is topside though. Double Bombi Cinders coming out of the top lane and jungle for Vengeance Esports. It's a pretty good laning item, honestly, on the Malphite. He should be able to proc it on his Q, right?
No,
Oh,
actually, you have to proc it all on your hard crowd
CC
control
only.
effects.
Yeah, so it's really not that good of a buy then on the Malphite early.
Yeah, especially since you're against a Maokai, where you would probably want some sort of magic resist item or just health in general
And with
to
the
help your
Amumu
shield.
jungle, yeah, that's double magic damage coming in if they're ganking you. There is the passive effect though from the Bombis, so there's that benefit. You know, it's helping him. It helped him last hit right there. He's got the ulti now, so
That's not how that's supposed to work.
that's value right there.
That's not how that works. But whatever. Maokai does actually get the worst end of that trade, despite the Mammies not getting the full amount of it out.
The other thing too with the Bombis first buy is the health is one of the most efficient things that you can buy early on in the game. Oh, Amumu ganking here.
Mumu's like, I saw you earlier. I don't like that. But this ward here in the tribe bush does tell him, okay, he knows, and he knows he's safe, and the fact that he walked back over it again means, okay, Zac can go to this Drake and proc it because that's how he do.
Yeah. Picking up the scuttle, it looks like, or getting
He's like,
some vision.
please stop, Mr. Dragon. I didn't mean it. I did not mean it. I swear. All right, Zac has to push the scuttle away. Morgana helps with that just by keeping the Lulu away. Nice binding onto the Lulu. The Zac is going to be looking into going in. Maybe he is sweeping, checking to make sure everything is all kosher. They do go in. There is this pink ward here, so he knows that they don't see him, and he just skedaddles away to that red buff.
Yeah, pretty good trade out of Hajime in the top lane, but good use by the Malphite Q to get him out of there, to run away from that Maokai ult, so there was no way that he could follow up.
Well, now Malphite has kill pressure since he still has the mana for his ultimate.
Very true. He can actually proc that Bombies.
And he's actually maxed his Q first, so that does a lot of magic damage.
Oh yeah, plus the comment on top of
I think he could actually kill him. Oh, he misses the Q, but he doesn't get it off, so now he's going to have to ult it away. And with that, barely escapes with his life.
Yeah, that's a really close call for Revo there. Alright. The Drake is still up. I don't believe that Vengeance knows that Zac is topside. They can probably safely assume that. Orianna getting some vision. Might be caught here. Nope, she's out.
Nope, she's good this time.
Yeah, big prio at a bot lane. I'd really like to see Vengeance try to make a play for this Drake here.
They are down in gold, and that's I think mostly just due to that first blood that happened.
Yeah. Looks like first blood. Zac has actually reclaimed the CS lead in the jungle. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking like it's mostly that first blood. You got a 300 gold lead for the Ori in mid lane. Or 200 rather, sorry.
Oh, wait a minute, Gildo, you didn't get your aftershock croc to damage him.
Oh yeah, he walked out a little too fast there. Big trade out of the Maokai here. Oh, he does land the ult.
Oh, he does land the ultimate. It is trying to fight him. Malphite doesn't have his ultimate just yet, but he is able to walk away thanks to the Q from the Seismic Shard. Is what that is called.
Seismic Shard.
I actually 100% guess on that. I didn't know for sure.
Alright, early items coming in. We got Lost Chapters in the mid lane. Completed Cinder Hulk for the Zac.
Oh, Maokai going in now. He knows he's good.
Oh,
he knows he's got this. He can do this. But can he?
Oh,
he cannot finish it off. Oh, he flashes in and does get that. The Amumu, or the Zac actually does catch onto the Caitlyn. Caitlyn actually burns all summoners plus the Lulu ultimate, flash, and ultimate. And Gildo goes down. Oh, nice charm onto the Zac. The Zac is going to go down. It's passive. And and while Ori does have TP, she chooses not to use it to save the Zac. The Zac is going to be able to just barely live.
He might be able to get out. Nice.
And then the shockwave does keep those two locked in place. And Zac is going to re-engage and is going to go down. But with that, so does the Caitlyn to the Xayah, and the Amumu goes down to the Orianna as well.
Yeah, ultimately it's a 2-for-1 in the bot lane, which really works in the favor of role swapped here, because Vengeance really had the pressure for the Drake, so they're gonna be able to get in here, clear some of this vision out, and reestablish control over the dragon. Great sacrifice by ZZ Easy there. Made sure that the Caitlyn was able to go down.
That was a my life for ire kind of a play. Ooh, nice shield for the Morgana. Doesn't get the the roof. Ignite does actually go down, and Ori actually misplaced the ball and put it onto the Morgana, not the Xayah.
Yeah, Guru's feeling himself a little bit here. Maybe he's thinking he's got that, double item lead.
It's like I got it.
Bit of an overreach, but ultimately, well, I mean, looks like
a little bit of slapstick fight up top lane. The camera's just going to keep going back up to them.
Yeah, because they're constantly just going at it.
Maokai does have a little bit of an advantage in the fact that he does have a passive that lets him heal.
Yeah,
just like that. And now the Zac is actually climbing on in here to get to this.
Oof. Yeah, he's got no flash. This Maokai's gonna go down, but at what cost? They lose the Drake. This Maokai's already pretty beaten down by the Malphite here, just getting some really clean trades.
Ooh, missed the cannon though. Everybody saw that. But that early Ocean Drake, as you were mentioning, it does go down. And what is the next Drake? It is an Earth Drake. So we have a Wind or a Infernal Drake.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're roll swapped, you're really hoping for that Infernal Drake. It's gonna work really well with your press R comp. Granted, the Wind Drake is not gonna hurt either. You know, makes you more able to fight more frequently. You'll take either of those.
Oh yeah, double. Oh my god, I just thought about that with Malphite. If he were to get an Air Soul,
It'd be
because his
nuts.
R scales with movement speed.
Yeah, that's a double whammy for the Malphite. Definitely wants to see the Air Drake on the Malphite, but I think the rest of the team would probably go for the Infernal.
Agreed.
So the end result of all this trading is a 2k gold lead for roll swapped. Even though they lose the Drake, they still have a sizable lead. I think a lot of that's coming out of the top lane, maybe. Revo's got 3 kills.
Zach
on the
is looking
Maokai.
down here in the bottom lane. Hold up. Still looking. The Amumu actually did go and wrap around from this Orianna. Kind of a little bit of a yakety sax there. Zach actually does get onto the Lulu.
Wow.
Does get the bop onto the Caitlyn, and now they are both dead.
Oh man, yeah,
Xayah
great.
almost going down. The Triumph does keep her alive.
great,
and with
great
that
play.
double kill for the Morgana.
Yeah, great play out of ZZ. I think they would have really liked to see those kills on the Xayah, but you know it doesn't hurt having them on the Morgana.
Okay,
either.
Malphite. You're winning these trades when he engages onto you. Why is this? He has aftershock.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be taking damage.
You know, it's probably coming down to the amount of magic resist on the Malphite, just helping him stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maokai can just heal all this back, so he's gonna want to start looking for some really short trades and not going for these extended trades that he's been doing.
Yeah, it's not like he has a grasp where he can keep proccing that. Like if you're in fighting as much as you are and you know you're against a tank like this, go for grasp. Because the aftershock gives you stats that you already are going to be getting that you don't need more of. You need health. You need extra sustain. You need to bully them with the fact that you literally don't lose in sustain war.
Wow.
Ahri does get a nice charm onto the Ori. The Ori does use her shockwave. Zach was charging up and does actually get the Ahri to back away.
Yeah, so Orianna actually gets the better of that trade. I mean, she's going to have to use her TP here because Ahri burns the Ignite and her ult, whereas Ori just burns her ult there. Oh, the re-engage. No ult on the Ahri. This is not looking good for Sovereign. Sovereign goes down.
Does actually reach the Zach with the ball.
That's incredible. Really well played. Good coordination by MacNoon and ZZ there. You know, it's a really easily executed gank there. And now we're getting a blue buff on MacNoon.
Yep.
Checking into items here, you know, Ahri did finish the Hextech GLP, which really helped her there, but Ori's got the Luden's Echo and Sork Shoes done. So checking into the gold here, about a 1k gold lead for Ori, a little less.
Yeah, so like for item efficiency, Ahri still has it up for her, but for just purely like wave clearing, the Ori has it.
Yeah, so Roll Swapped has gold leads across the board here. 1k in top lane, roughly 1.5k in the jungle, 1k plus in mid lane, another 300 or so for the bot support duo. So really, everything's going really well for Roll Swapped outside of losing that first Drake.
They're like, we'll play for Soul.
Definitely. And there's been no priority on the Herald.
Because thinking about it more and more, like the Wind Drake also helps the Morgana a lot too with her ultimate.
Absolutely, yeah. Abyssal Mask finished on the Malphite. Really gonna help that Ori get some of her a little extra DPS out of her ultimates. Vengeance is first on the scene for the Drake, but Roll Swapped is here.
Zach is going to pop onto the Ahri. The Ahri is going to get bopped, and down goes the Lulu. Lulu's just barely survived with her ultimate, and down goes the Amumu now. Maokai does get his CP off, and so does the Malphite. Malphite does get his R onto the Caitlyn and the Malphite. The Maokai is trying to hold off 4, and Malphite is just running down this Caitlyn and does take her down.
Yeah, that's a rampage for Revo.
4 for 0.
Wow. So in the scoreboard for Caitlyn being able to get away from Malphite. It's 1-0 in favor of Malphite. But anyway, so yeah, Rollswap is able to pick up that Drake. They got a 6k gold lead now. They're absolutely enormous. I really think that Vengeance needs to, they're down 10 kills, down 6k gold. They really need to start picking their fights, looking for the engage on the Amumu, following up with the Ahri. Hajime TP's in really late there on that one. I don't think he needed to come down. It was pretty much a lost cause.
Yeah, so I think what they need to try to be doing with their comp is focus on this Orianna, because she doesn't have cleanse, while she does have flash, yes, but ooh, nice little bop with that ward for the Zac.
You can tell ZZ Easy's got a lot of reps on this Zac. He, that's something that not a lot of noob Zac players would know, that you can use the ward there to with the stretching strike.
So one of the more pro gamer moves that I've seen for Zacs is they use the Q on a minion and then auto the champion, so that way they get the guaranteed hit.
Oh wow.
But with that, they do actually catch on to the Ori. The Ori does end up going down. The Malphite is trying to bring down this Lulu, and now here comes the Amumu coming in, getting his R. Does not use his R actually. Morgana does save the Malphite ever so barely.
Yeah, good disengage by Multitasker there, but that's exactly what Vengeance wants to start looking for to get themselves back into this game. Easy picks like that, someone overextending. Macnoon especially, you really don't want to be there.
Ooh, does get the W onto the Morgana. The Morgana uses her Sonya's, and Zac is trying to escape now. Heal was used by the Xayah. The Xayah is now trying to
Ooh, Gruer, you're really caught!
And now he does flash, but he does still have his R to get out of emergencies, and now the Zac's passive will be procced. The Lulu has to be careful. She's going to go down to the feather.
Ahri's out of mana there. They really just want to back out of that situation. Sapper Squad overextending a little bit to try to help pick up that Zac kill, but
have to cut your losses where you can.
Yeah.
Like you got one thing to guarantee. It's like, okay, Zac can die for the next what, 3-4 minutes now?
Yeah. Ooh, Caitlyn, get out of there.
It's a 5-minute it's 5-minute cooldown. So 40. So another 4 minutes that he can still die. So it's like, okay, we're not going to get anything else out of this. Let's just skedaddle. But with that, that'll also be the first brick going down in the mid lane.
That's a really late first turret. 20 minutes. Just been a lot of fighting in this one, I think. Just going for the Drakes. Herald has despawned. Yeah, it's 20 minutes.
Wait, the Rift Herald despawned?
Yeah, there's no
oh, dang. Oh yeah, nobody picked it up.
Yep. Neither team had any priority for the Herald this game.
They're like, we're going to fight, and we are going to fight.
Yeah, which is really shocking, because Rollswap has a lot of priority top with Revo getting all those kills on the Maokai. Seems like Herald would have been a real easy pickup for them.
Well, to be fair, for a couple of those, and Zac is jumping in, doesn't have his passive, but the Orianna is just behind him, but a little too far away to actually be of assistance. I was going to say, I think. Oh, so with Revo, while yes, he did get bunch of the kills onto that Maokai, most of the time he was left with about 200 HP afterwards.
That's true. That's right. Yeah, he was like barely surviving those, just by the skin of his teeth, if you will, getting the better of those trades.
The skin of his rocks.
The skin of his rocks. Still has a 1k gold lead on the Maokai here, so.
Yeah, because he's down in farm. By a sizable margin. The Zac goes in, does try to actually get to the Lulu, doesn't actually get the Caitlyn, should have just accepted it and just autoed the minion, but was a little bit greedy on that one, but he's kind of 6k ahead, so I guess he's forgiven.
Yep. Checking in on items here, Xayah's got the Essence Reaver Infinite Edge combo, so she's got the 2-item power spike, whereas Caitlyn only has the IE and a crit cloak. Ari's got the spooky ghost completed, so she's got her double she's got her double glacial items done, so that part of her build's online. She's gonna want to look to pick up some AP now. Oriana's got the Luden's Echo, and it looks like
That is a Banshees. That's a Banshees.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe she's just going for, across the board, just trying to pick up what she can. But yeah, you're right. She's going for the Banshee's Veil there. It's gonna do really well against to help prevent the Ari from really getting onto her, or the Amumu for that matter.
Amumu, yeah. And Maokai.
And Maokai, yeah. It's a
Yeah,
really efficient item.
Maokai's been it's all right. Oh, but it does get onto the Amumu with the Zac. The Zac does get hit up by the trap. The Shockwave goes wide. And Morgana is now getting beat up by everybody. Amumu's ultimate whiffs as well. And now Zac re-engages. The Malphite doesn't land onto the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn does flash. Maokai's into the back line trying to get 4 people to stay off. And now the Ahri did actually end up picking up the Malphite. And with that, it'll be a 1-for-1 for both top laners going down. Yeah. With the shutdown going for Ahri. And Caitlyn got the snipe 2-for-1. But Zac is looking for the re-engagement, does actually do a bunch of slows onto the Ori. Wow. The Ori actually flashes.
So much damage.
Oh, and then the Xayah actually just hard smurfing in this game. Or in the series, rather. It's just really showing mastery of the Xayah.
Wow, this is a week 1 match, right? Gru's on track to get 100 kills by week 3.
Let's see. It was 16 game 1, I remember. And
yeah, so he's sitting on 20.
21 total.
21 kills, yeah.
And he has 2 deaths, so that's over a 10 KDA, that's just incredible. Counting the kills.
Really well played by Guru here. He's doing a great job of staying safe. Granted, he is on the Xayah, who has the ultimate, but still, with team comp like Vengeance is running this game, it's really good. Well played by him to stay safe here. Also, I do want to say in that last engagement, Caitlyn was able to equalize the score of avoiding the Malphite to 1-1.
Yep. Yeah, she flashed and healed to get away from him. Yeah, like, one of the most impossible things to probably dodge is a flash R from Malphite. He didn't have his flash that time, so we'll have to see how that happens later.
Yeah, and if he gets the Q off first, it's going to make his ultimate come in a lot faster. I believe the speed of the ultimate does scale off movement speed.
It does. That's why I said with the Windrake, Malphite is just going to be in 7th heaven with that.
True. Yeah, and speaking of which, it's we're looking at a Cloud Soul here, so
Wind, air, cloud, it's the same thing.
So many different names for it.
Infernal, fire. Amumu actually did take the blue buff from the Ahri. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I'd much rather have the Ahri have that.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking, because he knows he's down in gold here. He's looking at the Zac. He's got almost his Warmogs completed and his Spirit Visage, whereas Amumu just has his Cinder Hulk basically and has not been able to finish the Abyssal Mask yet. So a little trying to get back into the game by picking up some farm, but you really want that blue buff on the Ahri at this point.
Yeah, Ori was able to pick up the top lane for free. Maokai does go in, but the oh boy, and the Amumu does go and stop that, but the Malphite does go in. Oriana's TPing in all the way at the tower, way far away from the fight. The Malphite actually did land onto the Lulu, not onto the Caitlyn. So with that one, it's still 1-1 for both of them.
Yeah, fair enough. So that ends up being a 2-for-1. Oh boy.
Zac does go in. The Shockwave does bring down that Ahri. Amumu is taking a lot of damage. The Xayah is trying to get them both, but they will be able to walk away from this for now.
Wow. So yeah, again, Rollspot is an execution comp. It's just coming in huge here. They just jump in, they press R, and they win the team fight. Basically, is how this has been going. They start the Baron up.
Yeah, it does look like they'll be able to get that. No, Amumu is nowhere near the highest source of damage is Caitlyn, and she's not going anywhere near that.
It's about half health, so yeah, there's no way Vengeance is gonna be able to get him to slow down here. They pick it up basically for free.
Yeah, I mean, now they gotta make sure that they don't turn on them over again.
Yeah, I like the thought process from Vengeance there. They saw Orianna top, so like, okay, this is our opportunity to try to get a pick. But they really overreach there, and it costs them quite a bit. They lose 2 towers and the Baron. They're down 10k now.
Eek.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one if they want to try to come back here. They really need to stop. They need to slow down this soul. So if I'm Vengeance, I'm looking for a pick right now because it's up in about a minute. So you really got to pick someone off here. But they got the Baron buff. They're going to be shoving in mid lane. This is a tough situation for Vengeance Esports.
Like, so I say Role Swapped has just been playing absolutely well this entire set, but also like I kind of feel bad because I wholeheartedly believe that Gildo is feeling the brunt of this because he has been like almost spoon feeding Revo top lane, just some by unluck, some by happenstance.
Yeah, you hate to see those solo kills coming out early.
Malphite does go in. Amumu does get a 5-man ultimate onto them, but it's not enough because there is no AoE to stop them. And with that, Maokai does go down, and Malphite still has his ultimate, and does go onto the Caitlyn, does drop him! And now that'll be the cleanup for all of them. Xayah is trying to get the Ahri, but it doesn't look like that they will get her. And Ahri does actually keep the aggro on for Zac just so Malphite doesn't go down. And Malphite is now going, okay, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
wants to get his gold spent, come back in for the victory here.
The redemption from the Morgana, keeping everybody tapped off, making sure that nothing is going to stop them from getting this 2-0 victory over Vengeance Esports.
Sovereign.
They're trying to get him, and they do actually for the Malphite.
Yeah, pad the stats there a little bit at the end.
Alright, and with that, Xayah has now gotten 25 kills in the first 2 games of their season.
Yeah, so definitely on track to get 100 kills by week 4, which is incredible. Great, really well played here by both teams, but Role Swapped is able to pull out both games. Clean 2-0. Just really well executed, great draft. They played to their win cons, and Malphite was able to bring the score to 2-1 there at the end. I think he landed the ult on Caitlyn, no?
Yes, he did. He did.
There you go. So he did what he had to do. He got onto the Caitlyn, shut her down, and then their only source of damage after that is Ahri, and with the glacial build, she's really not pumping out much DPS. So.
All right, with that, we are going to go to another short break. Congratulations to Role Swapped for the 2-0 for their week 1 match. We will be back in just a couple of minutes while we get set up for our next match. Mr. Producer, could you remind the viewers what this match is going to be? It is going to be SUEC versus Dem Boys. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.